absolute latest. When you want to see the
For 18 years I watched MSNBC every day, sometimes practically all day long.
I was exactly the same way. I remember all the old programs.
They got very good. By around 2007 or 8, I was proud to be a part of it.
In 2007, they backed Obama in his campaign for president for reasons that seemed honorable at the time.
I was proud of the way they stood up for things like our civil liberties, the rights of minorities, and peace.
I too thought the station represented some real ideals.
1-888-MSNBC USA. Email us at opinion@msnbc.com.
But then Obama's presidency went off the rails, and their principles went down the drain with him.
I watched MSNBC for the last time on Thursday, the 24th of July. The last time ever.
Isn't it the case that reviewing of emails or any wiretapping cannot take place without an additional warrant from a judge? It's not like there's haphazard probing into all of our personal emails. Can we put this into context so we understand exactly what's going on?
Yeah, I'll put it into context for you. The White House talking points that you're using are completely misleading and false. The whole point—
Her loyalty to person over principle, astonishing.
They can't provide those numbers. So those talking points that you're reading from are completely false, as anybody who's paid even remote attention to the surveillance debates know over the last 10 years.
Glenn, I'd like to ask a question. Is this legal or illegal? Or Richard Haas, can you help me out here since Glenn doesn't want to answer the question? Is the law being broken here?
I did answer your question.
The law.
Defensive, isn't she?
Pro-drone. But I am pro-killing those
It gets
who are
worse.
working to kill us.
So much
I know
worse.
war crimes may have been committed by our drone program, but I am pro-killing al-Qaeda leaders.
It was the war business that bothered me the most. Wars, everywhere. It started in 2011 with Libya.
Gaddafi declared he would show no mercy to his own people. He compared them to rats and threatened to go door to door to inflict punishment. In the past, we had seen him hang civilians in the streets and kill over 1,000 people in a single day. And so 9 days ago, after consulting the bipartisan leadership of Congress, I authorized military action to stop the killing and enforce UN Security Council resolution.
Military action to stop the killing.
The invasion proved disastrous.
The Libyan nation is today in chaos. People are dying. And it is all because of a reckless invasion that served no legitimate purpose.
And no criticism from MSNBC.
They didn't even ask questions.
That was Libya. 2 years later, it was Syria.
After careful deliberation, I have decided that the United States should take military action against Syrian regime targets.
What was not known at the time was that Obama was already funneling military aid to Syrian rebels in an attempt to overthrow the government.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs has informed me that we are prepared to strike whenever we choose.
What also was unknown at the time was that Obama would be bombing his own Syrian proxies a year later, after they emerged as ISIS, and attacked Iraq.
Once again, it's war without question from the Obama channel.
In fact, those who suggested something was amiss about Syria were chastised publicly. Watch this shocking clip.
I have to ask you, do you really think President Obama is looking for a reason to go to war in Syria? I mean, this is a president who has been very public with his skepticism about war. He took an unprecedented action and involved Congress in the decision-making around military intervention. What did you think of that move last?
And that's cultivated ignorance. But the last straw was Ukraine. The tremendous importance of that conflict and the reckless irresponsibility with which MSNBC has covered it will be the subject of part 2 of this video.
It is one thing to selectively report the news. Reporters and editors insert their point of view all the time. Most of us pick what we watch because we're drawn to it. It's not the objectivity that attracts us. It's the bias. We want to hear the news in a way that fits our own worldview. We want it to affirm our opinions. That's how the news media works. But it is one thing to choose which news that viewers hear, even when there are glaring omissions, even when redundancy rules. It is something entirely different to falsify the news, to present fiction as fact, to attempt to shape public opinion in a way that deceives. When news broadcasts intentionally repeat a lie, with the goal of reinforcing that lie, of instilling an unquestioning belief in that lie, it becomes, not news, but propaganda.